right? I'm going to start recording this meeting so the rest of your companions have access to everything that we say today, okay? What we are going to do today is to check at least some of the answers for the exercises that you have to work with. Remember, we were dealing with the currency society with the letters, and we try to work with, let me check, let me share with you, right? Do you remember this class, right? We focused our attention on the types of sentences used in some of the letters here. And I gave you this handout with the first, with one of the letters. We've analyzed the different types of sentences used here. We saw that there is a variety of sentences like simple, compound, complex, and compound complex sentences used here in this letter. And then as homework, you had to identify, right, the types of sentences in these two paragraphs and then in this paragraph, right? So, are you able to solve this exercise? Did you do that? No? Rachel, Belu, were you able to solve this exercise or not? Can you hear me, girls?
Yes, I did it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, what about you, Belu? Hi, Micaela. Micaela's trying to get into, okay, that's it. You only, I mean, I need to be sure, right? So what can you tell me about, hi Mika, how are you? What can you tell me about the first paragraph? Let's concentrate on the first paragraph, the first sentence. Or, sorry, first of all, this is a letter that Juliet is writing to her friend Sydney, okay? And this is a response to one of Sydney's letters. So, first paragraph. Let's concentrate on the form today, right? It says, Susan just gave me the sales figures for Pdce. I can scarcely believe them. What type of sentence is that? What do you think? Is it a simple, let's start by trying to analyze this. Is it a simple sentence?
No.
No, it is not simple. Okay, because for a simple sentence, remember that we need only one conjugated verb, a subject, one conjugated verb, and one complete thought. In this case, I think that there are more complete thoughts, right? So what do you have here? What kind of sentence is this?
Compound sentence.
A compound sentence. Yes, exactly. It's a compound sentence. Why is it compound?
Because it has two independent clauses.
Okay.
And
Come on. So let's read, Belu, first read the first independent clause. Which is it?
Susan just gave me the sales figures for Pdce.
Okay, that's
and
one.
I can, that one. And the second one is, I can scarcely believe them.
Okay, I can scarcely believe them. Okay, so there are two clauses. The first one is, Susan just gave me the sales figures for Pdce. And then the second one is, I can scarcely believe them. And these two clauses are joined by the hyphen, okay? There is no coordinating conjunction like and or but there is a hyphen which is joining, connecting these two clauses, all right? That's why this is a compound clause, a sentence, all right?
Yes.
Any questions so far?
No.
No?
No.
Let's discuss the second sentence. Who can do this? It says, I honestly thought everyone would be so wary of the war that no one would want a remembrance of it, and certainly not in a book. Here there is another hyphen, but is this hyphen acting, functioning as a coordinating conjunction, uniting or linking two clauses? What can you tell me? What do you think? Mika, what do you think?
I'm thinking.
Okay, right. Remember, who can give me the definition of a okay, let's first of all see. Is it a simple sentence? Let's start.
No, it's a compound complex.
Okay, it's not simple. Why is it compound complex, Belu?
No. Because it contains at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause.
Okay, let's try to identify the dependent and the independent clause, okay? Which is let's start by the independent clause. Which is the independent clause here? Come on, Belu.
I honestly thought is the independent.
Only that, I honestly thought, because if I honestly thought, and my question to you would be, what did you think? So I honestly thought everyone would be so wary that no one would want to remember a remembrance of it, and certainly not in a book. That would be the complete, okay, expression, right? So I honestly thought, and then the rest is the object. I honestly thought that. Now the question that is that within the object there are conjugated verbs. So there are more clauses. Everyone would be so wary of the war is one, that no one would want a remembrance of it, that's another, and certainly not in a book. All right, so there, okay, so it is not a compound complex, it is a complex sentence. There is no compound here. There is no compound element here, right? Because this, and certainly not in the book, is not a clause. All right? So I honestly thought everyone would be so wary of the war that no one would want a remembrance of it, and certainly not in a book. I'm sorry, it is a clause, but we are not going to take it as an independent clause, right? It is part of the object. It is part of the object. That's why this sentence, it's a complex one. Okay. Mika, any questions?
Okay. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Valeria, questions? You just, all right. Rachel?
No.
Okay. Yes, Vale. You might be quite at a loss because this you need to read the theory, right? We've been working with this for at least, I guess that 3 weeks now, okay? So you need to read the theory, and then if you still have problems with that, we'll discuss this next meeting, all right? But first of all, read the theory and try to do the exercises. There's a lot of explanations about the types of sentences, all right? There are videos and explanations, okay? Good. Now, and the following one, happily, and once again, you were right and I was wrong. It half kills me to admit that. So what kind of sentence is that?
Compound.
Okay, Mika says compound. I agree, Mika. Why? Tell me why.
Yes.
I got out with the third clause. It have
Which
kills me.
third clause, Belén?
It has kills me to admit this.
Okay, let's see. Which
We
would
can
be,
get
which would be an one clause, right? Micaela, let's see, because Micaela said that this is a compound sentence. It is a compound sentence. So let's see why it is a compound sentence. Let's see. Compound sentences are made or consist of two or more independent clauses, joined by coordinating conjunctions. Okay? And pay attention to this definition,
Yes.
right? Two or more independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. So let's try to identify one independent clause. Come on, girls.
The first one could be you were right, and the second one I was wrong.
Okay, okay, perfect. You were right. It's perfect, right? You were right. This is one independent clause. Wonderful. Now, where will you put this happily and once again? Within you were right. Within you were right. So we said happily and once again, you were right. This is one independent clause, okay? Happily.
Okay.
Why? Because happily, what category is happily? Is it a noun? Happily.
An adverb.
It's an adverb. It is an adverb, right? And once again, it's also an adverbial phrase. So these are adverbial phrases, right? They are not clauses. They are adverbial phrases that are modifying you were right. You were right, happily, and once again, right? Happily, and once again, you were right.
Okay.
This is one thought, one idea. And is the coordinating conjunction. I was wrong.
Yes.
The second complete thought, complete idea. Okay? So there are here two independent clauses, two independent complete thoughts joined by coordinating conjunction and. Now, Belu, what about it half kills me to admit this? Is it a, first of all, think about this. Is it a complete thought?
no.
It kills me to admit this. What is Juliet admitting?
Yeah.
What is Juliet, answer this, what is Juliet admitting? Why is she sad that she has to admit? Admit what? What does she have to admit? What does, girls, what does this, the pronoun this demonstrative pronoun, this is a demonstrative pronoun. What does this refer to?
That he was right and she was wrong.
Exactly, yes. Vale also wrote it. Very good, right? This referred to the idea that she was wrong and that Sydney was right. So it said, it has killed me to admit this. We said the same thing. We use the same expression in Spanish, right? Instead of saying have killed me, it says, well, me mata tener que admitir que estaba equivocada y que vos tenías razón, right? It's the same, all right? So this, it have kills me to admit this, that I was wrong and that you were right, okay? So is it a complete thought?
No.
Yes, it is a complete thought.
Yes.
Right? Me mata tener que admitirlo. It's an idea. It's a complete idea. So in this case, instead of having a coordinating conjunction, there are parentheses to join this complete thought to the rest of the sentence. So in this sentence, which is a compound sentence, as Mika said, there are 3 complete thoughts. Happily, and once again, you were right. I was wrong, the second one. Third, it kills me to admit this. So these 3 thoughts, these 3 ideas are joined, one by the coordinating conjunction and the parenthesis in the other case. Okay?
Yes.
So you see, I mean, do you see why? Do you see why it is a compound sentence? Do you understand the elements?
Yes. Yes.
Yes? Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's go to, let's go to the other one. It says traveling, talking before a captive audience, signing books, and meeting strangers is exhilarating. All this is exhilarating. What do you think? What kind of sentence is this?
Simple.
Could be a simple sentence.
It is a simple sentence. All is exhilarating. Everything is exhilarating, right? That is one subject, which is a compound subject, but it's one subject, right? And then one conjugated verb, one only complete thought. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see the other one. The women I've met told me such war stories of their own. I almost wish I had my column back. The women I've met told me such war stories of their own, comma. I almost wish I had my column back. So, what do you think?
It's a compound sentence.
Okay, why, Rachel? Why do you think that it is a compound sentence?
Because there are 2 independent clauses.
Which are the 2 independent clauses?
The first one, the women I've met have told me such war stories on their own.
Okay.
And the other one, I almost wish I had my column back.
Okay, so it's, what do you say? That it is a?
Compound sentence.
Compound. Okay, very good. So far, so good. Wonderful. Now, the problem here is when you said the women I've met told me such war stories of their own. So the women, which is the verb that corresponds to the subject, the women? The women told me.
Told me.
Okay,
Told me.
so one subject, one verb. But then we have I've met. I've met women. So I have met. I is another subject. I have met refers to I. So there are two subjects here, two conjugated verbs. The women told me stories. I have met women, the women. So there are, so what kind of structure is that? The women I've met told me such war stories of their own.
A relative clause.
Okay, very good. That's a relative clause. So this is a complex structure. Whenever we have whenever there is a relative clause, there is a complex structure. Okay, so what kind of sentence is this one? What kind of sentence is? It's a
complex.
Okay, but we said that it is also a compound one because there is another thought. I almost wish I had my column back. I almost wish I had my column back. That's another thought. So this is a compound complex sentence.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Do you see the difference, people? Is it clear? I really want to know if it's clear for you. Why is it compound and why is it complex?
Yes, yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so this is a compound complex. Now, one more. Let's try to do one more and then, because I want to go on with other issues. It says, yesterday I had a lovely gossipy chat with a Norwich lady. Norwich lady. Yesterday I had a lovely gossipy chat with a Norwich lady. What do you think it is?
Simple.
Very good.
Simple.
There is only one thought. Yesterday, I had a chat. Then the rest are all modifiers, right? Pre and post modifiers of when, yesterday. I had a chat. What kind of chat? Lovely,
Lovely
gossipy. These are adjectives modifying or pre-modifying chat. With a Norwich lady, with a Norwich lady is a prepositional phrase, right? And then Norwich is modifying the kind of lady, which is a noun, okay? So this is a simple sentence. Yesterday I had a lovely gossipy chat with a Norwich lady, okay? Yes?
Okay.
Good. Let me check the time. Okay, I would like to go on. So would you please continue with this analysis, right? So you finish for next meeting, you finish with these sentences and with this paragraph here too, okay?
Okay.
So we continue discussing
Yes.
this. I'm sorry, I have just seen a question, Valeria's question says, it kills me that she was wrong. That would be an incomplete thought. No, it's not an incomplete thought. I mean, it kills me because what it says here is it kills me to admit this. If you said it kills me that she was wrong, that's another sentence, right? It kills me that she was wrong, that's a complex sentence, Valeria. But you are changing the sentence there, okay? Because you are here to admit this. This is not a conjugated verb, to admit this. It is a to infinitive verb followed by a demonstrative pronoun. Okay, Vale? Vale, I suggest that you rewind a little bit. I'm going to show you, let's go to this part. I want you to go to the class where it says sentences introduction, right? In our classroom, there is this that says sentences introduction. There are lots of videos, very, very simple videos explaining what a simple, compound, and complex sentences are. Then there are lots of examples. Here it says to recap, so it's a kind of short thing. And then there are exercises, and then of course there's more explanations and exercises in the book, okay? Is that those are two different messages. I want to know what would be an incomplete thought. Okay, an incomplete thought would be is, for example, well, I need to have, for example, have a look at this, where it says, she completed her literature review. She completed her literature. If I said, she completed what? Right? I mean, you need an object, because in this case, completed is transitive. Okay, so that is an incomplete thought, when the sentence is not telling you, right, a complete idea. Okay, so any questions, people? Up to here? No? No, girls? Okay, let's go on, because I really want to show you what to do. What's the next step, or what we are going to do next? So this week and the following week, we are going to work with an article, right, taken from CNN. And the class needs, or to develop this class, we need these two materials. The text, which is, if you click here in the text, they are going to appear. You would have the link to this text, which is from the CNN study. Study finds hay fever medication worse than alcohol in impairing driver skills. And then what we also need is the guide for that. Okay?
Yes.
Right. So you have from our platform, you have access to both pieces of material. And so here you have like 14 exercises based on the text. And from there, we are going to analyze some grammar structures, right? Some lexical, grammatical exponents, linguistic exponents. So first of all, what you have to do here, right? The first task has to do with reading. And it says work in pairs. So try to work in pairs, right, during the week. Use the appropriate reading strategies to solve the exercises in the guide. So this is the guide. You try to solve it in pairs. Remember that once we get together face to face, you have to have all the exercises on your folder, right? Either paper or in your computer, but you need to have all the exercises together, okay? The answers to all the exercises. So first task, you do the reading task. Then the second, and then in order to complete this reading task, you might want to check in Oxford Practice Grammar Advanced, in the book, in these chapters, right? You are going to have some help to solve these questions. Question 5, for example, if you would find the answer in chapter 5. Question 7 in chapter 9. In chapter 9, especially pages 120. Exercise 8, about relative clauses, right? Exercise 9, chapter 1, sentences. Exercise 10, chapter 17. Exercise 11 and 12, chapter 8, pronouns. Exercise 13, chapter 3, modals. Okay? Because, for example, in here in exercise 9, the question is, classify the following sentences into simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. And these sentences are taken from the text. So you can do it without going to the book, or you can say, okay, I can identify this as a simple sentence, and then you go back to the book and read the theory again, right? What I'm trying to do is to put together theory and practice, okay?
Okay.
All right. And then there is a writing task. For this writing task, right? The writing task is exercise 14 in the guide. And here it says, should motorists be allowed to drive under the influence of antihistamines? Why or why not? What do you think? Write a well-written, organized paragraph stating your point of view. So what are you going to do here? You are going to you're going to write a paragraph trying to answer these questions, and this is an opinion paragraph. You need to pay attention to paragraph organization. And when I say paragraph organization, I'm talking about topic sentences, sub-ideas, and supporting material. Remember, this is something that you saw in first year and in second year too with me, right? In first year with Euge, right? Paragraph organization. Where are you going to place the topic sentence? Where are you going to place the sub-ideas? What about the supporting material? Okay? Now, this is one issue that you need to take into account. The other issue that you need to take into account is the process when you start writing. So first of all, you need to brainstorm ideas. What ideas are you going to write on your paragraph? So you can use a mind map, you can use a list, or whatever. That's why it's very important that you work in pairs. So it says, okay, I think that yes, we should be banned or whatever, we cannot drink Benadryl or, okay? Talk with your companion so you start getting ideas on what you write, okay? Then, first you brainstorm the ideas. Once you brainstorm the ideas, you organize your paragraph, right? So you think, okay, the main idea is going to be this one, the topic sentence. I can use this as supporting material. I'm going to explain the main idea with these sub-ideas, okay? So you organize your paragraph. Then you write your first draft. Once you have your first draft, you ask a peer, a companion, to review it. Yes? Then your companion is going to say, you know what, this is not very clear. Here you need to improve this idea because I don't understand it, okay? Then with what your companion, the input from your companion, you rewrite your final version and you edit your final version, okay? Paying attention to punctuation, spelling mistakes, grammar, everything. Very careful. And then only after you finished with all these process, you share your paragraph in this forum, okay? There is a forum here that says written assignment, where you are going to, here I just reproduce the instructions here, and you have to say responder a tema de debate, and you copy your version, okay? Your paragraph. Okay? And then task three is vocabulary in context, which is this, right? This is very simple. These are closed texts where you have, these are multiple choice, and they have to do with health and the body. Okay, so we are going, then I'm going to explain, once you finish with all these exercises, I'm going to explain what the theory behind those exercises is. All right? Okay. Is it clear, people? There are three main tasks. Is it clear what you have to do? Yes? Good. When do you think that you can have these exercises finished to correct and to discuss with me? Let's see. What about in 15 days? That would be in 15 days, that would be the 22nd of, Monday, the 22nd of June. Okay? You have 15 days to solve this. Okay? Yes?
Yes.
So then afterwards, I'm going to write here agreed deadline, and I'm going to write this deadline. Okay? So our next meeting is going to be June the 22nd at 7 o'clock, people, because I have another class before.
Okay.
All right? So it's going to be at 7 o'clock. Now, that day, we are going to check all these topics plus sentences. Yes, it's a Monday. It's a Monday. Remember that for Prácticas del Lenguaje, we do have classes Mondays and Wednesdays, all right?
Yes.
From Mondays from 6 to 8 and Wednesdays from 8 to 10. Now, what we are trying to do is to have encounters, synchronous encounters every 15 days, but you have to work during the whole week. People, if not, you're going to be too late behind, okay?
Yes.
All right. Any questions? We have less than a minute. Oh my gosh. I mean, time flies. If you have questions, please write messages to me in the platform, right? I'm going to answer to you.
Okay.
Tell your companions what we need to do for next class.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Good.
Yes.
Bye, people. Have a nice week.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. You too.